so, I mean, we get to smack them pretty hard. To battle, to battle. And just like that... Hello, Snugglebugs. Welcome to today's Hearthstone video. Coming at you with some Dude Paladin, a little bit of Dude Paladin. As you can see from our hand here, the idea is you get out basically just a bunch of dudes, keep the board filled with the dudes, and then you try to push them after you get like 3 or 4 guys with Warhorse Trainer for some burst damage, or a Crusader Aura, or your Amatos buffs. Basically, it's just a wide board deck with tons of ways to constantly refill yourself. Now, it does appear we're going against a likely Control Warrior, could be Enrage Warrior. They are pretty popular as well. Likely Control Warrior after seeing that heavy plate. But you cannot fault them for it. It is a good deck. It's really hard to fight against because they obviously just smack you for 30 damage, usually over 1 or 2 turns. But you know what? That is what it is. I for a long time, said I like Control Warrior, and I wanted to see it make a comeback, and it sure did. Now, with that being what I think it is, it makes it scary to play Muster for Battle, because it's probably just a Bellowing Flames, to which they will fully clear my board. But if they don't, this is just too perfect for what we're trying to do, which is get 5 dudes and play the Warhorse Trainer and smack them in the face for a crap ton of damage. If it was, they've decided to risk it for the proverbial biscuit, so, I mean, we get to smack them pretty hard. To battle, to battle. And just like that, luckily for us, Rancor is no longer in, or is not in the set this year, or else they would just kill most of our board and gain 10 armor here. But it's not, so there we go. This is the kind of what you're looking for to do to start, especially against slower decks, is to just sort of fill the board up and then punch them in the face really hard. Little brawl. You know what? Considering we have the Muster for Battle refill, it's not exactly worst case scenario. Having, of course, just the dude survive is kind of worst case scenario here, but let's smack. Play another Muster. Make them hope, or try to think, I guess, maybe that we have another Warhorse. They had to coin out that brawl, so if we have another Warhorse here and they don't deal with it, then that's a big deal, like a big issue for them. And I mean, if not, we have Pure Raider following into the Countess, into some of our late game bombs, which is kind of what this deck does also relatively well. Board clear with Anachronos, and then just using its normal stuff. Pure Raider. Look at this. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Little draw 5. Not too shabby. Now, the only thing is, I actually currently do not have enough room to play the Countess. I will end up losing out on invitations if I play that right off the hop. So we may end up be looking for room for Leviathan, or just to play things from our hand here. Putting them on the back foot is definitely a key. Try to make them use some of their armor cards and stuff like that before it was sanitized. That makes a bit more sense. That's okay. This is a bit annoying, just because I kind of just want to now fill the board, I guess. These cost 2. They have their other brawl. This is really bad to play, but I'm kind of putting them in a spot where they've already used 1 of 2 if they play them both, and they still have 20 cards left to draw. So I'm kind of saying, you know what, you have to have it, or we might be winning off of this, basically. And even if they do have it, there's a 50-50 chance that something decent survives, and I still can push for counter lethal, especially if it's a 5-5. Plus, to be honest, I had to empty my hand for the Countess. Hey! 13? That kind of puts me at lethal still. Okay, Shield Slam. 5, 7, 8, 9. Oh, plus they're going to gain some armor. So we have 9 damage against their 15 health, which obviously is not quite enough. I do think we're just going to slam down our Countess. And we do have room for the 2 recruits, so I will trade this in and play one. But again, we're kind of keeping them at the spot where really the only thing that this deck, the thing that this deck really has, I should say, that comes back and kicks you in the butt, is their Odin. And if they were to play Odin right now on turn 8, we'd just turn around and win. So we're kind of making sure that they have to do things like this, spending all their mana just to try to keep our board clear so they can ever get a turn to play Odin. Unfortunately, this is the type of deck, that's the type of gameplay, especially I should say, that is required, I find, against Odin Warrior, is you just have to make it so they just can't, play it, for lack of a better word. None of these are great. Discover a minion from your deck. Sure. We will keep going. Well, sure. I guess. Olgra? Ooh, Gaia. Gaia's really good here, I think. Now, they do not currently have a minion for us to attack. I can't resist Amatos. Thank you. And technically our strongest thing here is the Buffet Biggin. There we go. Obviously, I don't have room now for this. I don't really want to play it because if they do have some other armor gain into into another sanitize, then we'd be in trouble. But just the fact that I have Amatos in my hand now also represents an additional like 12 damage bursts next turn. So, and then now that we have the guy, it's the Tectonic, we also just have that sort of random couple damage that if we get them low enough, and then they have minions for us to trade our rushes into. And here's that sanitize we were referring to, isn't it? Oh no! They're gonna make all of our minions fight each other? They won't fight to the death, though, because most of our minions have a lot of health. Wow, those attacks were pretty rough. 2, 4, plus 8. Or plus, I guess it would be plus 4 is 8. So they're at 9. I think this actually gives us lethal with the Amatos. I just have to make sure I click the right one. Smack. Oh, that actually feels really good. After a bit of a rough go I've had against some control warriors as of late, being able to pressure them into not turning around and effectively getting Odin out feels good. Feels good. What are your opinions currently on Odin Warrior? Its actual win rate is surprisingly not that high. Higher ranks like Diamond through Legend, I think it's only like 49%. But generally speaking, unless you're playing aggro, I find it can be a little rough to play against. So, you know, it is what it is. I guess, yeah, let's just go. A little pause there. Sorry about that. Hopefully I remember to cut that out. But have yourselves a great day. Let's just go hop into another game. See if we can do that again. Going against little Mage this time, who's apparently not the Flash. Makes me think you're the Flash, Barry Allen. Not very clever. At least in my opinion. Little sanguine soldier. So I do have Boogie down into potentially a good Crusader aura. If some of the minions survive, of course. Now we're going to use our shield here to pop this. Tempted to just hero power to get the most out of everything we could, but since this is going to give my minions taunt, we will definitely not be double trading into them. That would be a bit much, I think. Give me a little boogie down. Ooh, muster for battle might be better. And then we can give myself a couple of dudes. Again, kind of hoping that they think, oh, this isn't the biggest threat of a board. I mean, if they do decide to ping this again, it's actually not that bad either. But on curve, Crusader or... Oh, no! Wow! Ooh, that hurts. That hurts big time. What a random spell. That was a good random spell. Ouch. Oops, okay, well. Was not expecting them to get a 1 damage AoE right. Oh, wow. And 0 mana. I guess because it gets reduced, but ooh. Okay. That does hurt. That stings. Stings a little. Yeah, and then they're going to double trade. I'm actually going to trade in everything. And get all of my dudes out. We're really hoping we're really hoping to get him with that Crusader aura almost surprise Unless maybe that's why they're working so hard to keep the board clear, as they do know that we have those kind of buffs. They likely are thinking that, yes. If that gives them Whirlwind. Yep. That, what you call it? That, oh, why didn't I have you in my hand last turn? Let's just Light Ray, and let's play the Crusader Aura. We have two of them anyway. Let's get that working. Next turn, we'll probably just play the Countess. Yeah, no, they're pretty happy. That random... what am I playing against here? This is the weirdest mage opponent I've ever had. Alright. We're playing against a warrior disguised as Jaina Proudmoore. Not Flash. It used to being in costume, I guess. That's alright. It is what it is, you know. Now, a little Frozen Touch. Sure. Oh, this is painful. Beaten by the warrior cards. I mean, if I was them, I would have taken Firelance Portal. Really. They had me so close to death. Now... Zero Mana King Crush is just probably too good here. Marmonia is also really good here for 0. And Battlecry, we don't really have weapons, but it is probably the best statted minion that we have. Yeah, I guess, but draw 2 spells. So I guess we can draw 2 spells. So Marmonia, Smack. Hit. Trade. Little King Crush action. Okay. Whew. Alright. We do have a second Crusader Aura as well, if we don't die to this warrior. Void Scripture. Void Scripture. I'll get your Void Scripture here. So they're like a, seemingly almost like a casino magey type of deck. Is that kind of what I'm picking up here? Yeah, kind of seems that way. They're just discovering a bunch of different spells, probably playing Ramuth at the end to just repeat all of their spells. But in between this and the King Crush, we technically have lethal if they can't board clear us or gain armor or taunt. The King Crush or Marmonia with the last turn of the Crusader Aura was definitely clutch, but I mean, at the same time, admittedly, if they didn't get double Whirlwind as a mage this early in the game, the Crusader Aura I think would have been the way to go. Would have my brain's not braining. Would have been enough to really push them, I think. Sure. Fireball? Oh! Okay, so they did clear the board. I actually do not have lethal now. Interesting. Okay. Well, we... Blood Matriarch. Buffet Biggin. Whoomp whoomp. And I will give... this the attack, and I guess we'll still swing face. I don't know if that's a good idea. Ooh, they did fireball a minion, which makes me think that they don't have enough damage to hit us in the face for 11, hopefully this turn. Discovery, alright, okay. I like this deck, I do. I like that they're playing random type of things. I like that type of stuff. Maybe we'll look into playing something along that line. Little Frozen Touch. Oh wait, that wasn't... oh, it transformed. It became something different, right, because they transformed all the spells in their hand. I think all we actually need, luckily, is for both of these to survive. Don't give them taunt. Okay. Woo! That was intense. Well played, not Flash. Well played. I like that a lot. I may try a deck like that out myself because, you know, I like kind of the random, fun, not necessarily guaranteed type of things, and that's what that deck looked like it was doing. So if you enjoyed that, like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps us out. We're over 3/4 of the way to our 1,000 mark. And real quick, for those who don't know, we actually, content creators on YouTube at least, are not monetized through YouTube until you have at least 1,000 subscribers, which is really why a lot of people do push for that. Helps us out a great deal, shows us that we're doing the right thing. So if you could hit that button, help me out. Really great. See you in the next one.